Azeez, when you reflect on the suspension, how tough was that on you? And what do you think was misunderstood about you? What would you like to set the record straight about what happened on the field and the aftermath of it?
I mean, it was tough for sure. I think obviously the whole incident and everything that happened, kind of speaks for itself. Just as far as, I pretty much spoke on it multiple times from my statements and stuff like that. But just, I think obviously the letter and the language that was used in it, and kind of the misconception of what my career essentially has been. It was tough. It was hard, and not being able to be around anybody, being in the facility. I think just for me, I was in a really, really dark place. It was hard for me to see myself playing football again prior to having the conversation I had with people in the front office of the league and stuff like that.
How did you, what prompted you to be able to go to the league's office and speak to Roger Goodell and John Runyon, and what did you like about the conversation, or how it ended, or how it went?
For me, it was, at first it was, them asking if I wanted to go up there, just a lot of advice from, D'Amico and everybody, a lot of, people, coaches and stuff that I played with or was coached by, just advice that I got to maybe go up there and talk to them. And at first I was against it just because for me, if me going up there was about me trying to prove that I'm a good person or me trying to prove that, I'm not a dirty player, I feel like I had no reason to go up there because I know who I am and they know who I am if you watch the tape, which, that's their job, obviously. And I think when I went up there, it was more for me to get clarity on why they said what they said, because anybody that's known me or anybody who's actually watched the tape on me, you pulling in, 3 clips from over 3,000 snaps, 6 years worth of my work. It just didn't make sense. So going up there, it got to the point for me because I really had a moment of like, there's no way I can go out and play football again if this is how, people that I work with, view me, when I've never, prior to that incident, I've never even talked, to the commissioner, to John Runyon or anybody. So that's kind of what made me just be like, if I want to move forward and, continue my career, I need to have this conversation. So, just went and decided to go up there, met with everybody, and it was a real transparent conversation. And I think getting that clarity from them of like, hey, like, we don't see you as this player. This isn't the person that you are. Like, I guess what cleared the air was, when he was writing up the statement, he spoke on how he was just watching me pull away from D'Amico and watching me go over there and take my helmet off after I got ejected. So as he's typing, it, like I said, carelessly, through what I wrote, it's just he's typing about a moment, but the way he typed it, he said got obviously taken out of context, which as a man, I clearly made a mistake. The reason why he typed something which ended up being taken out of context as a mistake is because I did something that was obviously not right. Me taking my helmet off and me starting, another brawl or whatever you want to call it, that wasn't right. Everything prior to that, I stand on the fact that I never tried to hurt him. I literally was quick decision. Somebody told me the analytics, that was Trevor Lawrence's first slide all season long, which is crazy. I played against him for multiple years, never had a problem, anything like that. So when that happened, all of that is just me playing the game, learning that, hey, by rule, if I hit him in the head, then that's a penalty. I can take that. Ejection, fine, I'm cool with that. Suspension, whether I like it or not, that's fine. They have the right to do all those things per the rules, which is what they explained to me, and I can respect that. But I think, just like I said, the things that were said didn't match my career. Things about being warned multiple times and repeatedly, violate all these things that weren't true. So I think just getting that clarity from them as far as like what, Runyon was thinking and where his head was at, I could respect somebody looking me in the face saying, hey, this is what I meant. It was wrong. You can acknowledge, okay, this part was taken out of context. I can express how I felt and we can move on. And I think that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like a lot of times people rush to, I had every opportunity to do the same thing that I felt like was done to me. I saw a player, John Runyon, spearing a guy through the sky, I've never watched him play. That was the first play I ever seen, and I can make any assumption out of that I want. But I don't know him as a person. I never talked to him. So if I went and said something about him on Twitter, the same way he said something about me without ever talking to me or meeting me, I would be no better. So, I think, and this is something that we talked about and conversated, and it was understood, like, hey, I respect you. I got a lot of respect for him. He had a lot of respect for me. Same thing with the commissioner, Troy Vincent. I just appreciated the transparency from our conversation and being able to leave that knowing that, hey, one of the comments was, 99.3% of the time I play the game the right way. 0.7% of the time, which, I'll take a 99% track record, but still at the same time, they're trying to keep the game safe, and I respect that. So plays like what happened, 100% you try to avoid, and I just think it's a learning moment for me to try to